Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS, FANS. Let's get to the news. The NFL offseason is always buzzing, but this year, rumors are swirling that could shake up the NFC South in a way that might be unprecedented. And no, we're not talking about the usual free agency shuffle or draft buzz. We're talking about a potential blockbuster trade that could change the landscape of the division. Specifically, a move involving Dallas Cowboys wide receiver CeeDee Lamb and the Atlanta Falcons. Now hold on, I know what you're thinking. Lamb for Atlanta. That's a bold statement, but the whispers in league circles suggest there's more than just idle chatter. Sources close to the league indicate that the Cowboys, currently sitting at a balanced 6-5-1, are contemplating some major roster moves. The Cowboys have around $7 million in cap space, but they're in a bit of a rebuild mode, or at least repositioning for the future. One of their priorities seems to be extending Dak Prescott's contract, but at the same time, they're also eyeing ways to bolster their defensive line, which has been a bright spot this season, especially with linebacker Micah Parsons and their pass rush unit, boasting a formidable 4-5 yards per rush allowed. It's clear they want to keep that momentum, but they also seem eager to make some bold moves to improve their offense. And that's where the rumors get interesting. The Cowboys are reportedly eyeing a trade that would send CeeDee Lamb, their dynamic 27-year-old receiver, to the Falcons in exchange for a first-round pick or even multiple picks, plus a promising wide receiver prospect. Why? Well, Dallas is apparently prioritizing extensions for Prescott, and they might see Lamb as a valuable chip to gather additional draft capital. The long-term plan might be to rebuild their offense around young talent, especially if they're planning to push for a deep playoff run this year or in the near future. But here's the kicker. Lamb's potential move to Atlanta could be a game-changer for the Falcons. Right now, Atlanta's passing game has been somewhat inconsistent, but adding a player like Lamb would elevate their receiving core to a whole new level. The Falcons have been developing their offensive scheme, with Desmond Ridder showing flashes of potential. And now, imagine him with a reliable, precise route runner like Lamb, who's known for his incredible hands and route agility. Lamb's ability to run crisp routes, create mismatches, and make contested catches is exactly what Atlanta's offense needs to take that next step. In terms of stats, Lamb has been a consistent threat since entering the league in 2020. He's amassed over 500 receiving yards and 40 touchdowns in his career, averaging around 85 yards per game. This season, he's on pace for around 200 yards with 13.3 yards per reception, and has shown an impressive ability to gain yards after the catch, with over 450 YAC so far. His YPRR yards per route run is around 2.1, and he's a reliable target with a high catch percentage and minimal drops. The Falcons' offense could certainly use that kind of reliability, especially in critical third-down situations. Adding Lamb would not only boost the team's passing game, but could also have a ripple effect on the entire offense. The Falcons are currently averaging 23 points per game, which isn't bad, but with Lamb on the field, projections suggest they could push that number up to around 25 points per game. That's a significant increase and could be the difference maker in close games, especially against divisional foes like the Saints, Buccaneers, and Panthers. Plus, with a more explosive passing attack, Atlanta's offense could open up more opportunities for their rushing game, with Bijan Robinson and Tyler Allgeier benefiting from better play action and mismatches. On the other side, the Cowboys' perspective is more cautious. They're weighing contract considerations, cap management, and their overall team strategy. While Lamb's value is undeniable, moving him might create some gaps in their offense, especially since they're already struggling with their deep passing options, averaging only 233 yards per game through the air. They may see Lamb as a luxury, or perhaps a bargaining chip, rather than a necessity if they believe their current core can still make a playoff push. But if they do go through with it, it's clear they're betting on the future, perhaps prioritizing draft capital and youth over immediate star power. Now, for Atlanta fans, this rumor isn't just about acquiring a star receiver, it's about a strategic shift. A Lamb trade would signal that the Falcons are serious about competing now, not just rebuilding. It would be a statement that they're ready to go all in, building around Desmond Ridder and a revamped offensive core. The potential impact on the NFC South would be huge, because with Lamb in Atlanta, the division's dynamics change dramatically. The odds of the Falcons making a deep playoff run skyrocket, especially if they can leverage that added firepower to outscore opponents and create mismatches all over the field. Looking ahead, the Falcons have shown flashes of promise this season. Their defense has been solid, and with the offense gradually gaining rhythm, they're positioning themselves as a team on the rise. Still, they lack that true game-breaking receiver who can take the top off defenses and consistently win one-on-one battles. Lamb would fill that role perfectly. His presence would force defenses to respect the passing game more, opening up lanes for Bijan Robinson and Tyler Allgeier, and giving Ridder a true go-to target in clutch moments. Plus, the NFC South is wide open this year. The Buccaneers have struggled with consistency, the Saints are still adjusting, and the Panthers are in a total rebuild. If Atlanta can land Lamb, they immediately leapfrog many teams in the division and become a legitimate contender for the playoffs. This kind of move could also serve as a catalyst for future signings or draft picks, allowing the Falcons to focus on building a versatile and explosive offense that can compete with the best in the league. Of course, reality is never as simple as rumors, and the NFL trade deadline is still a few weeks away. But if Atlanta's front office is paying attention, they know that acquiring a player like Lamb isn't just about adding talent. It's about changing the entire trajectory of the franchise. It's about making a statement that the Falcons are here to compete now, that they're willing to make bold moves to reach that elusive Super Bowl, and that they're committed to being a force in the NFC for years to come. So, fans, it's an exciting time. We've seen how a single trade or signing can shift the balance of power in the league. Think about how the Seahawks boosted their offense with the Metcalf trade in 2025, or how teams like the Bills have leaned on their star receivers to push deep into the playoffs. The Falcons have the pieces, the young talent, and now possibly the means to add that one piece that elevates everything. Lamb could be that piece, and if it happens, you better believe the NFC South will be talking about it for a long time. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Falcons. Do you think a Lamb trade makes sense? Would you be excited to see him in red and black? Or do you think Atlanta should focus on other areas? Whatever you believe, this offseason promises to be one of the most intriguing in recent memory, and we'll be right here, breaking down every move, every rumor, and every game. Remember, the NFC South could be about to get a whole lot more interesting, and the Falcons might just be at the center of it all. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So in summary, whether the Falcons pull off this bold move or not, it's clear that the landscape of the NFC South is shifting. The potential addition of CeeDee Lamb would not only boost Atlanta's chances in 2024, but could set the stage for years of dominance if managed correctly. We're talking about a franchise that's been rebuilding, finding its identity, and now, maybe, on the verge of making a statement that they're back in the championship hunt. The next few weeks will be crucial, and as always, we'll be here to keep you updated, analyze every detail, and celebrate every victory. Because at the end of the day, we're all in this together, fans, players, coaches, united by our love for the Atlanta Falcons. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's see what this offseason has in store for us. One thing's for sure, the NFC South is about to get a whole lot more exciting.